Hello, I'm Tammy Sharp. I would like to take you through the process of our FILLIES Blankets of Hope on how we make our blankets and introduce you to some of the survivors.
My name is Cindy Burton, and I'm one of the founding members of the FILLIES Blankets of Hope. I have been a breast cancer survivor for 26 years. And whenever I go and make the blankets for these women that are newly diagnosed with breast cancer, and it makes me feel like giving back. It makes me feel good. I make the blankets and put my whole heart love into those blankets, and I do go and deliver them to the breast cancer resource centers in Louisville, and I know others take them in Indiana. But to know that they're getting a blanket is really a heartwarming feeling. I never received anything 26 years ago. So if I would have had something like that blanket and an inspirational letter, that would have meant so much to me. That's why I like to make the blankets, because I know that I'm giving them inspiration, that there is people out there that are there to help each other, and we're all going to be fighters and survivors.
My name is Andrea Van Meter, and I was diagnosed with cancer in June of 2015, and I have been a survivor since July of 2015, so I'm going on 6 years. I became a member of the FILLIES probably a year, so say 2016. I had joined another organization, and some of the ladies that I was involved in that organization with were part of the FILLIES. And so a very good friend of mine who is also a survivor, Gina, she kept telling us about the FILLIES and making blankets and how I should get involved and how much fun it was and how rewarding. And so myself and another fellow survivor, we went to our first retreat together, and it was just so rewarding to sit there and you're involved with all these different ladies that everybody's story is different. I think the thing that I enjoy the most with making the blankets is it reminds me that each of those blankets is different. The patterns, the colors, everything is as different with a blanket as it is with each person that is diagnosed and fighting cancer. And I've become a part of a group that we've got young ladies that, were way younger than me, and I thought I was young being diagnosed with cancer, but you find out you have some that were just newly married, some that hadn't even been married yet, hadn't had children, were in the middle of having their families, and then you've got ladies that were on the other end of the spectrum who are grandmothers, and cancer does not differentiate, it does not care. But I think sitting there making that blanket, you think about all those different things, and it touches your heart to think that you're doing something that is going to provide comfort to somebody, and somebody who's sitting there in that room getting their treatment that feels all alone, and they get that blanket, and that, just the fact that knowing another person that has been there and gone through what they're facing, touch that. I said, I like to think of that. Kind of makes me choked up. It's like a warm hug for somebody that needs it. So, as you can see, being a part of the FILLIES, it's got its good times, and the fellow survivor that I went with that very first time, she was fighting metastatic breast cancer, and we've since lost her. And that's the hardest part. You get involved and you meet people, and you have to learn to say goodbye. But we're all here, and we continue to support each other and carry on, and that's what we do. That's what each blanket has mixed up in it. It's got laughter, it's got tears, and every one of them is filled with love.
My name is Cindy Blake. I am a 5-year survivor, and I have been with the Phillies for 5 years. And the reason I wanted to join the Phillies was because I wanted to be able to offer support and comfort and be there for others who are either just starting their journey or need some additional help with any type of answering, questions that they might have, some of the treatments that they're going through, and, just be there, kind of be a mentor for everyone. And when we get together and we make blankets, we just have a great camaraderie, and we just enjoy meeting and talking and sharing, and I think everyone just gets a lot of comfort from that, and it's just something that I just want to be a part of.
Hi, my name is Janie Lewis. I was first diagnosed with breast cancer on my birthday, May 23rd, 2018. In June of 2018, I started chemotherapy. On my first day of chemotherapy, I received a blanket in a beautiful pink bag from the Phillies. The blanket meant so much to me. It gave me hope. It kept me warm, it gave me security. I wasn't sure what I was in for with the chemotherapy, but it made me feel secure. And it was from the Phillies, and I didn't even know what the Phillies were at that time. And over time, I realized what the Phillies were and what they stood to represent, and I wanted more than anything to be a part of it. My grandson, Felix, who I have custody of, was diagnosed with osteosarcoma the same year I was diagnosed with breast cancer. The Phillies that Christmas pretty much adopted Felix and I, and they were wonderful. They gave him gifts and just made our Christmas extra special. I'm glad to say that Felix's treatment is going well. He's doing very well. And my cancer is in complete remission. I want to thank the community for all the love and support, but especially my sister Phillies. They have been there for me every step of the way. I want to talk a little bit about the blankets that we make. We get together a couple times a year and make these blankets and have so much fun together making them. And we know that they are going to give love and support to someone undergoing the same disease that we have. This blanket means more to me than being just fabric. It has given me a light to the end of the tunnel for this terrible disease that I had to endure, and the struggles of, getting through all that and having the love and support of my Phillies, and I will always treasure this blanket.
Hi, my name is Jennifer Pugh, and I am so happy to be a member of the Phillies group. I was diagnosed with breast cancer in January of 2019, and at that time it was already stage 4 and metastatic. I was receiving treatment at Northwestern Hospital in downtown Chicago. My daughter-in-law, Jessica, called and said that she was modeling in a style show for the Phillies in April, and she thought I really should come, and she thought it would be a great group for me to join. So I came down. I'd had treatment the day before. We go all the way down, and I went to the luncheon. I did not feel great, but as the luncheon progressed, I just felt happier and happier and happier. And I was so fortunate that the ladies at the table went together and they bought my blanket for me. I have taken my blanket then back to Chicago, and I would have treatment, and people commented on it, and I would tell them how I came to receive it. I have been able to go to one blanket making only because of the pandemic, and I took blankets back to Northwestern in Chicago. And I have since heard that a small group of ladies in a small suburb have gotten together and they have started their own blanket making group, and they are taking them to Northwestern, and it makes everybody so happy. I am now in treatment downtown Norton, and at the last blanket I was able to take some blankets down there, and as soon as they saw the pink black bags, they all said, "Oh, blankets from the Phillies," and they were so excited, the nurses were, and they took them and immediately handed them out. And they asked me periodically, "Are you going to have more blankets? Are you going to have more blankets?" So I can't wait to go to the next one and make more blankets to take down to them. And it's just such a fun day. I meet new people, we share our stories, we laugh, we cry, and it's just a wonderful day. And it's been a blessing that my daughter-in-law said, "Mama, you need to go to this luncheon."
As you've seen, making blankets mean different things to different people, as well as the blanket making process. We are a group of women that come together, all survivors, and we donate those blankets to different cancer care centers. They are given to women that have just been newly diagnosed with breast cancer, and that is actually how I received my blanket. When I went to my radiation treatment, I was given one of those blankets, but actually from a different group. It had an envelope in it, and it told about the group, and if you wanted to make a donation, you could do so. A couple months later, after I got into my treatments, I had sent them a donation and received that donation back probably 3 or 4 months later, and thought, why is this coming back? Is something wrong with the mail or whatever? And it stated that they no longer made the blankets. So on into my journey, I wanted to give back somehow, some way. So I decided to try to get a few girls together and us make some blankets like they did and just give them locally to the Cancer Care Center here in southern Indiana. Well, as we started 8, 10 of us doing this, more people wanted to come into the group as survivors and give back to the community some more. So now we give probably anywhere from 150 to 200 blankets after each blanket making, and they are given to different cancer care centers, anywhere from 5 to 7 centers, and they are given out to patients there. It's very comforting to all of us, and it's a way to give back. You know, there's no greater gift than giving service to your community. So as I would say to anybody, if you want to service or make yourself feel good, get in any type of volunteer position where you can give back to your community. And I want to thank you all for viewing the video and taking your time out to come to the luncheon. And I appreciate you all, and thank you for supporting us.